Hi, back to Mr. Canada. We're looking at the division law for collecting like terms. So when we divide any two things that have the same base, so here our base is x and x, just like when multiplying we'd had x and x multiplying, but it doesn't matter. These could be numbers, letters, doesn't matter as long as they're the same. So this applies to all parts of math. Then we have an m and an n. Okay, so x to the m divided by x to the n. Well, before we added the indices, now we're going to subtract. So consider we have a to the 5 divided by a to the 4. We can break it up as a times a times a times a, and divided by a times a times a times a. So in the end, we can see that we can just, well, a over a is 1, right? 1 over 1. This one over that one is 1 over 1. This one over that one is 1 over 1, and this one over this one is 1 over 1. So really, we're just left with a. Okay, so that's how we simplify. So instead of writing them all out and breaking them down, we can just subtract and find that a to the 5 minus 4 equals a. On the right side here, I have this special case because this is something that you're not responsible for knowing how to get to. I've shown you how, and we'll talk about this. However, you just have to know that anything to the power of 0, this last part is 1. So that means x to the 0 is 1, 7 to the 0 is 1, anything to the 0 is 1. So this is because if we consider what the law actually means, a divided by a, well, we know that a divided by a, we can subtract the 1s and we get a to the 0. But we also know that we can write this in algebraic form as, sorry, that shouldn't be 1 over a. That should be, we have a divided by a is equal to 1, right? And that's just because it is 1 over 1, right? So we know that we have a to the 0 and we have 1 on the other side. So we can say that anything to the power of 0 is indeed 1. That's where that comes from. But let's actually do some stuff that we're actually going to do some math. So simplify x to the 5 divided by x to the 3. Well, we have the same bases, right? They're both x. That's step 1 always. So x to the 5 minus 3 equals x squared. Okay. Then, next one. We have the same base, so we're good. Then we have x, and we do 6 minus 3. So we get x to the 3. And this one, well, when they're kind of like this, sometimes you don't have to do them. Well, x over x, we know that's 1 over 1, so we can kind of just cross them out. Here, I'm going to cross out 1 up there with that one down there, and so we're just left with y. So using the same properties, but just doing it in a different way.